Welcome once more to HeroQuestFans. We are live on twitch.tv/HeroQuestFans. We are not live anywhere else. So if you are watching on YouTube, XSE3, home of HeroQuestFans, you're watching the replay. Thanks for your support. During live games, as usual, we would ask anybody who wants to play as a hero to please join us in the HeroQuestFans Discord, in the voice channel known as Quest Talk. Introduce yourself, we'll get you going. We roll virtual dice, thanks to MentorBot, designed by Ribby, also designer of the Remarkable Rims and bringer of the Remarkable Reporting. Although sadly, I did hear, unfortunately, they weren't giving fan interviews this year at GenCon, so he did not bring back an interview for us. But on the upside, we're going to be interviewing him actually later tonight, in fact. And you should be seeing that fairly soon, in a few hours, hopefully. If all goes well, if all goes according to plan, we'll be bringing his insights from the GenCon convention, which just wrapped up a few days ago. It looks like the last day was Sunday the 2nd, August 2nd. But yeah, there was no new news. It's just another quest that was new. Free quest, and then lots of scalped merchandise, unfortunately. But yeah, HeroQuest has not died. It's just that it seems some things have changed. Kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I'd love to talk about it with him. But yeah, in the meantime, let's focus on the positive. We're playing HeroQuest tonight. We're playing some Wizards of Morcar. But before we do that, we're going to be finishing up the quest that we began. We've been playing the GenCon exclusive quest. Formerly GenCon exclusive, because now it's out. It's public. Although I don't think there's a public PDF that you can download. Instead, it's just people have been sharing pictures. You can run the quest yourself. It's called Return of the Witch Queen, and it ties into First Light as well as Wizards of Morcar. And people theorize that maybe it is tied to some future expansion, some secret quest being developed for the future, some new product. But in any case, we're partway through the quest. We've been playing with the Barbarian, the Elf, the Wizard, and a Scout, mercenary. So call goes out for heroes. Just got a message from Izzy, or no, not Izzy, Indy. Indy was saying couldn't play this time. Won't be able to show up. Work has been crazy, but good luck. And yet, we still have a hero. We still have glasgowgargoyle showing up tonight. So how are you, sir? Welcome.
All right, doing okay, my friend, yourself?
Yep, just trying to stay cool. How about yourself?
Yeah, all good here. Our heat wave seems to have come to an end.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, so anybody who's listening to my voice who wants to join us as a hero, we've got open slots. Join us in the HeroQuestFans Discord. Voice channel Quest Talk. Introduce yourself, we'll get you going. You only need pencil and paper. Anybody else who wants to interact with the quest live, join us on twitch.tv/HeroQuestFans in the Twitch chat. You can use your channel points, your gold coins to interact with your play. So that's viewer rewards. That's how it's also known. You can help out the heroes, you can help out Zargon if you play. So, I don't want to take up too much time. I do have some other stuff going on afterwards. You heard I was going to be talking to Ribby, getting his insights in the show. Let's see. You were controlling last time the Wizard.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and you have the air spells. You have Earth. Though you've used Rock Skin and Pass Through Rock. You have Water, you've used Veil of Mist. You have the protection spells still.
Well, slight correction. I've used Pass Through Rock and Veil of Mist.
Oh, but Rock Skin hasn't been used? I thought you used it on yourself.
Okay, so Rock Skin I still have active, so it's been used in the sense that I've cast it, but it's still active.
Right, you are. It's not used up, technically. Okay, good point. Alright, and then you have the boon from the Arcane Library, which grants you, of course, that extra set of spells, the protection spells. You have a Which mercenary do you have? Scout? Or is that actually under the control of the elf?
Yeah, that's right. The elf was controlling the scout last week.
Alright. Well, you can take control of that character for now, of course. Scout has taken 1 body point of damage. Let's see. Equipment-wise, the wizard has the staff, the ring of fortitude, so body points are maxed out at 5, but looks like you have 4 right now. You have the phantom blade, which I don't think has been used yet, with a special ability. You have 400 gold coins, potion of magic resistance against all effects, magical aptitude, potion of charm, healing +2, and healing 1d6. Does that sound right to you?
Yep, that all sounds correct.
Alright. Of course, your mission in this quest has been to destroy the sarcophagus, which apparently contains Kessandria's remains, which are very much alive, if such a term is correctly applied. Maybe undead. But it must be destroyed. Alright, so we'll reveal the board as it stands right now. And I think just the way it goes, why don't we have you control... I don't know, would you be comfortable controlling more than one hero at this time? If we don't get anybody for a while? I kind of want to get right into the action.
Yeah, how about I take control of one other hero and the merc?
Alright. We've got the merc, we've got the wizard here, and then which other hero would you like to control?
Let's go Barbarian.
Alright, so we'll just take the elf out of play temporarily here, represented by that little torch. If we get another hero, another live player, we can cycle them in, of course. Okay. So the Barbarian has 50 gold coins and has 6 body points left. It's Potion of Dexterity and Heroic Brew. And then weapon-wise, he has the Great Sword Brutilda, a helmet, chainmail, and a hand axe. And he has the boon Weapon Expert, so that adds +1 to the Great Sword. He also has a few skill cards: Luck, Slip, and Mighty Blow. I can show those to you if you like. The combat cards. So there's Luck.
Yeah, sure.
Very useful. Slip, and Mighty Blow. One use only. Okay, so it'd be Wizard, then Barbarian. So it is Zargon's turn. So I'll draw a card. Alright, it begins with the hero's turn. Turn of the Witch Queen.
Alright, I can remember that we cleared this room of monsters last time, but I can't remember if we did anything else, like searching and so on. Do you have that information?
Hold on, what am I saying? Clear the room of monsters. The sarcophagus itself is a monster. So, I shouldn't be drawing a card, I should be taking an action. My bad. Well, bad of course, being what I am, but... let me see what I can do as the sarcophagus of Kessandria. So I'm powered by the amulet's magic and can still use evil powers. So I do have line of sight to the wizard. So actually I can attack him. Let's see. I think I'll zap him with the lightning bolt. So it's like 2 body points of damage.
Okay, can I just go ahead and glug down my potion of magic resistance?
Anti-freeze or anti-shock. Okay, so no damage whatsoever. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. Now it is the wizard's turn.
Okay, apologies for yet another question, but can you remind me of our actual quest here again?
Destroy the sarcophagus. Well, that wasn't your quest.
Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean that's your mission now that you've discovered it. Originally, you were trying to figure out, you know, let's see, let's go back to the story. Sir Ragnar was hanging out. Mentor wasn't around. Supposedly, Cassandria's, or no, not even Cassandria. Yeah, she hadn't even been mentioned yet. It was Nishiak's followers were seeking vengeance, and you were supposed to hunt them down like the dogs that they are, basically. And that was cool. Kind of it. So just a simple mop-up operation. You know, a few simple arrests, not a big deal. But apparently, without Mentor's guidance, things have gone a little bit awry. He had not foreseen this.
All right.
Or if he had, he wasn't able to warn us. I wonder if Sir Ragnar had anything to do with it. Well, he's not around to answer. So,
yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, okay, this is an interesting situation. I'm not sure what I should do exactly. I'm going to take a punt on casting Unlearn at the sarcophagus.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so the Unlearn, a new power that you have learned. And alright, pick one spell. Okay, why won't it? Okay, pick one spell caster and force them to discard one spell card at random. Spells removed from play for the duration of the quest. Okay. So yeah, you can use that on the sarcophagus. So it's like, and it's like, I just have to discard one of them. At random. Okay, all right. I've discarded sleep.
That's quite handy because sleep's quite dangerous to the barbarian.
Yep. All right. Well done, wizard. Any movement?
Let's roll for movement and we'll see. We might do something.
Okay.
3. Okay. I'll have the wizard move 2 north, please. Okay, and as for the scout, I think he's quite weak, isn't he? He's got 1 body point left.
Yes.
I think I'll just look after him and try and get him out of here with us. Maybe we can use him next time. So I'll just pass with the scout for the time being, and let's try and charge in with the barbarian and let him do what he does best. So barbarian's movement. That's more like it. Okay, so can we charge the Barbarian 4 squares to the east, please? And let's have him swing his great sword at the sarcophagus and perhaps use Mighty Blow. I'm not quite sure what Mighty Blow does.
You summon up a hidden reserve of strength and will for concentrated attack. After rolling your combat dice, multiply by 2 the final die results and apply the result against your opponent. Not sure what's up with my camera.
So does that mean the number of skulls I roll gets doubled, or we resolve the attack and then we double the damage?
It's the results. So whatever you roll, you multiply by 2.
Right, okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use the greatsword then. Now, is the greatsword...
Oh, go ahead, yes. I was just acknowledging Ribby there.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Is the greatsword 5 because I've got the boon?
Yes.
5 attack. And any power dice in there, or just simple 5 dice?
Let's find out. Let's see. This Barbarian... Well, he's a warden, but he's not yet a champion, so he would just be standard dice.
Okay, here we go. The Barbarian swinging aloft his mighty greatsword and crashing it down onto the sarcophagus. 3 skulls, so double to 6.
Wow. Okay. Well, and he also gets a wrestling move. It's 4 white shields.
Oh yeah, well it's got to be a tombstone, obviously.
Got him. Let's be a casket match. Okay, so let's see what the sarcophagus can do in response. A measly 3 defend dice. Nothing. Okay. Alright. So 6, 7 damage. Alright. So he goes hackety hackety hack against it. And then one, 2, 3. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Whatever foul spirit inhabited that sarcophagus has been sent packing. Well done.
All right.
Congratulations. All right, but Rubby apparently says no. He has summoned orc raiders. Of course, they're showing up to try to get their cut of the treasure. They're piling in. As they do. That new GenCon quest connected to the quest they're playing right now. Well, Kurgan run the GenCon quest at the end of this campaign. This is the GenCon quest right here that we're running. Yes, we made a couple special modifications, but it's essentially what they were playing at GenCon. This is Return of the Witch Queen. But yeah, Mighty Blow is used to great effect to defeat Kessandria, or whatever that was in that sarcophagus. Yeah. Thanks, Ribby. What had to be... What have you done? What had to be done? It was their destiny. There was no try, only do. This is it. Yep. Okay. So, I mean, technically at this point, it's up to the person running the quest. They say, yeah, you can keep looting the dungeon, or you can just say it's over. But... I mean, normally you'd have to get out through the stairs. So, you want to keep on looting?
It's up to yourself if you want us to go ahead and take on some of these orc raiders, or whether you'd rather move on.
Yeah, I think the orc raiders. So yeah, okay. So that was the barbarians' movement and action. So my turn. Okay. So let's see these orcs. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Wizard. Looks like you're gonna have to fight your way back to the stairs.
I see Jacer's here to take his Barbarian.
Ah, Jacer, welcome.
How you guys doing today?
Good. Well,
All right, thanks.
evil, I guess, in this game. Should we get the elf back into play?
Okay.
Jacer, since you're just joining, yeah, we were having him take control of 2 heroes there, but the Barbarian just destroyed that sarcophagus, putting an end to the evil spirit that was within, apparently channeling Kessandria's power somehow. But then these Orc Raiders showed up. So now your mission will be to get back to the stairs, looting whatever you can on the way.
So the Wizard's going to just mildly rebuke the Barbarian for making such a mess, and amongst the mess he'd like to search for treasure.
Okay. Alright, in that case, let's draw a treasure card. I don't think there's any
I was
special
hoping there would be something more meaningful than a treasure card.
Let's see if there was.
I want a wand of magic, for example.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, okay. No, there is something. Okay. So, in the destruction, the lid of the sarcophagus grinds ajar, and a puff of purple smoke emerges in a vanishing wisp. Heroes can now open the sarcophagus. So would you like to open the sarcophagus?
Yeah, I think the Barbarian did that.
Yeah, he kind of... Alright, so... Kessandria's body is gone! She has escaped. However, the ample blood staining the stone indicates that you have managed to destroy the amulet and prevent her from reaching her full power. The remnants of the amulet are worth
Well, that's good
100
news.
gold. 100 gold. So now you have 500. That's a lot of grog.
Yeah, that's better than a kick in the teeth.
Alright. Excellent.
Alright, let's have the Wizard move. Should we move? Yeah, let's move. Although I wonder if we should search this room for secret doors as well. Okay, let's move just now. Wizard 5, so can we go into the green room and just beside the door? Okay, and is Jacer taking the elf?
Jacer? We got the elf.
Yeah. Yeah, let me roll for movement.
Formerly controlled by Bohemius, the elf has Disappear, Slow, and Double Image, Fortune's Longsword, Broadsword, Halberd, Chainmail and Helmet, 120 gold coins, Potion of Celerity, or Elven Speed, Healing 1d6, Potion of Vision, and the boon grants a maximum of 8 body points instead of 6. Alright.
I guess, can I go over to that, open the door to the yellow room? It might already be open, but it looks closed.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. This room formerly had some sort of magical ward on it that was creating teleportation effects. It just opens now, just like a normal door. Okay. Alright, you see the room has already been explored. Apparently there were some big battles that took place in this room.
I guess I rolled a 9, so I'll go one more and into that room.
You have landed on a perfectly ordinary square. Okay.
I think that room's been searched for everything, so I'll switch over to the Barbarian.
Okay. The mighty Barbarian, examining his handiwork. Tombstone the tombstone.
Just 9 towards the elf. However, as close as I can get.
Alright.
Yep. Orc Raider.
I forgot to ask, was the scout going to be moved or not? The wounded scout.
Yeah. 2 spaces to the left. Yeah, you go.
Okay. This autofocus is going crazy. Alright, the Orc Raiders. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, too bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't quite have line of sight to anybody yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there they all are. Alright, heroes. Starting with the wizard.
Alright, can we move the wizard 6 spaces so that he's 2 west of the elf?
Alright. This is just a statue, as far as you know. Alright, the elf. Or unless the wizard was going to do an action.
Yeah, we'll go. I got 9, so let's go 1 more south, 1 more west as well. And I'd like to cast Sleep on the orc in the corner of the blue room.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to roll for him to try to resist. Not that he has much resistance of any kind. He's an orc after all. 2 mind points. Nope. He's asleep. He's got 2 swords. Using them as a pillow. Alright.
All right, elf.
Okay. 5.
Elf will go to the doorway and cast the double image on himself.
Oh, wait.
And then the scout will move 1 to the right and 4 south.
There we go.
Barbarian movement.
Now there are
4. Two left, 2 south for the barbarian. All right, Raiders.
Okay. The sleeping orc is going to try to wake. Still asleep.
Wake up, you lazy scum!
Nothing. No response. Okay. So this...
Shoot him!
So that orc fires at the elf with his crossbow. 1 skull, elf. Oh, but it's got the double image. Okay. So that means... Okay, on 1, 2, or 3, the image was attacked and the hero suffers no damage. So, still has to do normal defense, Mr. Elf.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to do normal defense first, and then if it hits, I'm supposed to do that. I still mess up all the time on that one.
Oh, if the attack against the hero is successful, you're right. Okay, well, yeah. So let's have your defense.
Yep.
So it's like if it gets through your normal defense, then you're supposed to use the magic to try to save yourself. Like an extra protection. Okay. So 1 skull, you would have blocked it. Ching! You wouldn't have needed the magic, but it would have failed you anyway. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So let's see. The other orcs. 1, 2. This one will fire a crossbow at the elf. Shooting gallery. Missed. No! He wasn't sure which one to aim at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This orc will fire his crossbow. 1 skull at the elf. Okay, so roll your defense first. Ching! So no need for the magic at all. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, this orc will fire at the elf. 1 skull. Ooh. Okay, now the magic kicks in. Try to block it. You get a 1, 2, or 3. The image causes the... Okay, 1, 2, or 3. Alright, so it targeted the image. The bolt went right through it. Didn't do any damage. It's like, what?
Huh?
Alright.
Let me get him.
Alright, so then this orc charges forward with his mighty axe. And he missed.
What?
It's kind of like the magic is working even though you're not having to roll for it. Just getting bad rolls. Okay, heroes.
Okay, can we have the wizard move 2 south? Okay, I'll just attack with the staff.
That you just move. Oh well. All right.
Nothing.
You missed.
Elf.
The elf.
Alright. Elf will attack.
Okay, excellent. 2 skulls. Alright. Defense. Got him. Alright. Killed the orc captain.
We'll move 1 south.
Now steps in. Doppelganger following him around.
Alright, the scout's gonna run in the room and follow the wall all the way around to that sleeping guy.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Wow.
And he's gonna attack the sleeping one.
Stabby stab. Okay, well he'll have no defense because he is asleep.
Permanent. Alright, the Barbarian.
He chose the raiding life. Right. And the mighty Barbarian.
Alright, let's see. Movement.
Nine.
Move him 9. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll move him 8 spaces, and he'll go in the room and follow the wall the other way. And get up, right up, down 1, and I'll attack the one that's in the doorway.
Purple one.
Nope.
Alright, looks like he might be occupied for a second. So he's attacking. See what his role is. Jacer? I wonder if we should wait for him. I don't think we have any HeroQuest news today, do we? Anybody see anything?
Well, I noticed that the going rate for those exclusive miniatures is dropping, although it's still extortion.
Well, I was noticing some of those expansions have gone down in price. Apparently, people are buying First Light for $25. I think that was Covert Nerd posted that, and somebody was showing that Jungles of Delthrak had dropped in price. I'm not sure where they got it.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Yeah, I can't remember, but I did see that as well.
there's his roll. Okay. Wow. 3 skulls. Okay, now that just against that's against the purple guy. Okay, yeah. There's no way. He just has normal 2 defense. Another raider goes down. Crossbowman this time. Alright, so after the barbarian, it's my turn. Alright. The orcs put away their crossbows and draw blades. They're all armed with broadswords. So let's see. 1 against the scout. Much better luck this time. 3 skulls. What are these? 40k orcs? Or melee works well, but ranged is crap. Alright, elf, roll your defense. And if it gets through, you'll try your hand with the magic. Jacer. Hope everything's okay over there. Maybe he's just got something going on. Yeah, so...
I'll roll defense for the elf. Is it the elf or is it the scout?
Oh, it's the elf, yeah.
The elf, and what's the elf's armor these days?
Oh yeah, let's see. Helmet, chainmail, so 4. Thank you, sir. Ching! 2 hits would get through, but now roll a red die for the double image effect. Try to block it. So, Jacer, when you get back, hopefully you won't be mad. Okay. Rather glad the magic worked. Okay, so no damage. The image was attacked instead. Alright, this other orc is confused where he needs to attack. So he's going to just go for the barbarian. At least he can see him. Two skulls. Barbarian. If Jacer's not back, we can just have you roll there. Let's go. Ching! Oh! Jacer rolled. Okay. Wait a minute. Was that the right roll for the barbarian though? Let's see. Helmet, chainmail. Yeah, same defense. Okay, so he blocked 1 and 1 got through. We'll just ignore the second roll there. Okay. That's that orc there. Now this orc here is going to attack the scout. Target of opportunity. Missed completely. Wow. Okay. That's it for the bad guys. Back to the heroes. Wizard?
All right, can the wizard move down the route of the scout, but just 4 squares so that he's diagonal from the elf? Yep. And I'm going to attack the orc with the phantom blade.
Ah. And is this using its armor piercing ability or just...
Yeah, so here's a Zargon question, right? So the way I read the Phantom Blade card is that surely it means that I roll my attack dice, then I decide.
Or rather than saying this is an unblockable hit and you miss, and you waste
Yeah,
it. Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
fair.
given that it's a one per quest thing rather than an infinity thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm hoping for a skull. Yay!
Yay.
Okay, so I'm going to use my once a quest, you can't defend thing.
Yep. It's like it passes right through the armor. A slow blade. A slow blade penetrates the shield. Seem to get the mood. You joined each other in death. Alright, got him. Okay, so that was the Phantom Blade.
Okay, it's back onto the pointy-eared princeling.
Alright, Jacer's back.
Gonna go, diagonal attack from the elf.
Okay. Sounds good. Not so good for the orcs, but... And is this with the... Oh yeah, Fortune's Longsword. Okay, one skull. And I don't think he's used the special ability of this weapon yet, but... This is just a standard roll, right? No defense anyway, it didn't matter. Got him. Alright, and the Mighty Barbarian. Oh, sorry, the Scout. Then the Mighty Barbarian. I guess this would be you again, Jacer. When you can. What was your order again? Okay, you rolled something. Oh, this is the Barbarian.
Yeah, Barbarian.
Okay, so the Scout's not doing anything. So the Barbarian's just attacking the diagonal. Okay, well, that's a pretty darn good roll. Let's see. Ching! And one got through.
Yeah.
Alright. Well done. Cleared the room of monsters. If the Barbarian is finished, I will draw a card. Okay, this is too good to just leave alone. So, invoking the rule of cool, I will play this card now. Because technically you did search for treasure back then, so Mimic. So the remnants of the sarcophagus kind of rattle to life and it becomes a monster. Furniture is moving. It can immediately play a turn. Okay, so it can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it can't fit into the hallway. Okay. 5. Alright, so it's apparently pursuing the heroes. Slowly. Alright. That's my turn. Alright, heroes. Yep. Okay, box cars for the wizard.
Okay, can I just move my full 12 as far as I can towards the stairway?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I assumed you wanted to go around the pit.
Absolutely.
Alright. Next in line, the elf.
I don't see any more monsters, so the double image I think goes away.
So long, old friend.
And 12 towards the stairwell, please.
2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The scout will go 9 towards the stairwell. Around the pit trap.
Oh, by the way, was the elf using his celerity potion to do that? With the 12?
Oh, no. Oh, is there a monster on the board?
Yeah.
I didn't see him. I'm sorry.
There's a mimic.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me roll then.
All right. Ribby. What is Jacer? Ribby, swearing like a sailor. Oh, only 6. Okay. You don't have quite as many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unless you use the celerity, in which case you could move 12.
Yeah, then I would have been going the other way to get 2 attacks on the mimic.
Yeah.
All right. The scout will go 9 towards the stairwell around the pit trap.
Okay, 9 for the scout. Let's get away from that thing.
8 towards the stairwell for the barbarian, also going around the pit trap.
6, 7.
All right, that'll end my turn.
All right. Back to the horrible creature. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get through those hallways very easily. Okay. All right, back to the heroes. I'll get those low rolls when you're running from a monster. Wizard with 4.
Yeah, let's step into the corridor 1 square past the secret door.
All right. And the elf.
And we'll go around the pit trap and towards the stairwell. The scout will be, I think, 1 shy of the stairwell, moving all 9.
Oh. Come on, we need that stairwell mimic. Where is it?
Barbarian will go 1 to the right and 2 north.
Mighty 3.
And back to the mimic.
Your pursuer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Wizard.
He'll just hobble 2 squares towards the scout.
This is the part where Doug has switched our dice with crappy dice. Just to build up the tension.
Yeah, get double 6, then double 1.
No.
Unusual.
Alright, elf.
9, they'll get me on the stairs.
Hey! Elf is out of there.
Yep, the scout will follow him.
Woo! Survived. Okay. Elf and the scout
And,
escaped.
Barbarian, I guess we'll go stand next to the wizard. I can't even move my full 5.
Alright.
And sure.
Monster in pursuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Wizard.
Okay, can the wizard do a night move 2 south, 1 east, and just wait there?
Ah, yes. Next hero.
And pass the barbarian?
I guess I'll move and go stand next to the wizard again.
Blocking this.
I'll go to... Yeah, 1 down. We'll the stairwell. Make sure nobody else comes in or out.
None shall pass. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, heroes.
Alright, so that just to protect the public and the citizens of the Empire, the wizard's going to cast Wall of Stone on the 2 squares to our north. To make that look like one continuous corridor, this mimic is never going to follow us out.
Alright. Brilliant.
And with that, the wizard will step down the stairs.
Yep. So, having dispensed with the monster, our heroes exit stage right.
Yep. Barbarian continues to go bodyguard the wizard, wherever he may go.
Alright. Success. You've completed the quest. Thwarted the return of the Witch Queen, for now. Alright. All body points are restored. All spells recharged. You can choose fresh boons if you wish on the future quest. The visit to Hopekin's Rest. Let me read the little outro for you here. Upon returning to Sir Ragnar with the news. Upon returning to Sir Ragnar with the news. Oh, they just call him Ragnar, not even Sir now. Okay. Upon returning to Ragnar with the news, you find him directing new recruits as they scrub the latrines. Apparently one of his modified duties. Alright. Work. Okay, so they're working on the latrines there. Alright, taking in the news, he slowly nods. This is grave indeed. But I thank you for dispatching the Witch Queen once again. Let's hope she stays away for longer this time, shall we? A lot of nervous laughter follows at the end of that quest. Alright, guys. So that was the GenCon quest.
Oh, we must be in a small group of players who have actually already played the GenCon quest.
Yes. Yep. Convention exclusive quest by Teos Abadia and Lindsay Slattery. Okay, so next up, we don't have a ton of time left. I don't know how you guys doing on time. Time for a little more adventuring, or
I'm fine. All good here.
how about you, Jacer?
Yeah, I just literally just got home. This is normally a lot of times when I'm just starting.
Fair enough. Just getting started. Okay. Well, we have been playing Wizards of Morcar, and the heroes had attempted a very difficult quest.
I apologize again for not muting. I was in there talking to my coworkers at the time clock.
It happens. All right.
And I'm sorry for interrupting you too.
That's all right. That's quite all right. Okay, so the next quest will be the Tower of the High Mage. Now that you've acquired a skill in mercenaries to aid your cause, you're ready to track down and defeat the first of Morcar's lieutenants, Mentor announces, flipping through Lore Tome's pages until he stops on an entry that seems to be glowing from within. An illustration of a wizard catches your eye. His white eyebrows are furrowed. He grips a moon-tipped staff, and a large key dangles from his waist. Lore Tome's magic illuminates his name and title, Zanrath, High Mage of Sirocco. To find Zanrath, you will need to journey to his gilded tower in the highest peak of the Tarek Mountains. It is guarded by an elite army of chaos warriors. Prepare yourselves for a clash of steel and for dread magic wielded by one of its most fearsome pupils. You must defeat the High Mage to complete this quest. Alright, the heroes begin once more on the spiral staircase. Let me get you all prepared for this battle. And of course, a visit to Hopkins Rest seems appropriate, as well as the armory and the alchemist shop, as needed. Okay. So do we want to continue with our existing spells, Elfin Wizard? Or do you want to change?
Yeah, well, if the wizard's allowed to visit the arcane library, then he'll do that once again.
Ah, yes.
And can I go for air, earth, water detection?
Detection this time. Okay. Ah, the merriments of Hopkins Rest. Splendid distractions for those who don't have the fate of the realm in their hands. Mentor expands your knowledge of arcane mysteries. Alright, so you have one extra set of spells. What about the elf and the barbarian? Are there any places they'd like to visit on Hopkins Rest?
The barbarian wants to continue with the weapon training.
Alright,
And the elf.
with the great sword, the
Yep.
training barracks.
Yep. And
Are you familiar with all the merriments?
I'll send I'm gonna send the elf back to the inn.
Alright. Do drop in. Do drop in. Oi, pointy hat, read the sign. No balls are flaming, yeah. Sorry, as I was saying, heroic brews or buy one, get one free after sunfall. 2 coming right up. Friendship, food, and merriment. And songs of heroic glory fortify your resolve. Raise your hero's max body points by 2. Well, this is a one-time thing, so he's at 8. Of course, the Barbarian is at full.
And you said the elf has, or how much gold does the elf have?
Let's see. Okay, Wizard has 500, Elf has 120, Barbarian has 50.
If he has enough, I'd like to rehire the scout.
Okay. Who's rehiring the scout? The elf? That would be 50 gold. So he has 70 left. Okay.
Could the wizard buy? Could I buy another potion of magical
If he
aptitude?
doesn't have enough money, the barbarian can lend him some.
Oh, he has enough. Which one, Mr. Wizard? Magical aptitude? That'll be 400.
Yeah, I have one. I have one of those, but I'd like to buy another one. So I think that takes the wizard down to 100.
Yes. Magical aptitude is yours. So he has 2 of those total now. It gives him the ability to cast 2 spells, rather than 1 at the start of your turn. The other potions that are offered are Potion of Healing for 500, Magic Resistance against Spell Effects for 300, Fire Resistance for 300. The Alchemist Shop.
Hey, there's GrimLore. How you doing?
Ah, GrimLore. Zargon goes on and on and on.
How's it going? You alright?
We're doing well. Glad you could join us. So we had them playing the GenCon quest. I don't know if you saw.
I did manage to get it. I haven't had one for about 2 weeks because I've recently moved. So.
Ah, that's always a big deal. Well, hope you get settled in a new place.
Yeah. Yeah, nearly there now already. So it's all good.
Yep. Probably one of the first online plays of the GenCon quest. Well, to be fair, we use lots of house rules. So we've got the combat cards from Ye Olde Inn. We've got this evil wizard deck, also from Ye Olde Inn. We've got the wrestling moves, our own house rule. We've got other things that we sprinkle in. Unthreatened movement that's a little more generous than Avalon Hills. We got bonus equipment, bonus potions, leveling up, people cashing in stuff during the quest to make it easier or harder, just randomly, whenever they want. But yeah, we essentially played it. One thing I'll say about the quest, I was a little confused when we were running it about the teleportation mechanics, how the teleportation was supposed to work, how it was intended to work. So I kind of just threw aside the actual just instructions and just kind of did it my own way. So as you're playing it as written, you may notice that, yeah, the teleportation works a little bit differently. The nice thing about it, though, is it's very easy to customize it, make it like a longer, more involved quest, or make it shorter and easier, which is a great thing for a convention where you're trying to just demo a game and maybe people are taking too long, or things are too easy and you just want to give them a little more challenge. So I like that about that. That's a nice option. They did the same thing for Dread on the Horizon, but this was definitely more challenging than Dread on the Horizon. That one was almost too short. It's like you're gonna play it and think that's it. I'd like more to this. Some people get distracted by it, though. Or distracted by the length of games for gameplay for HeroQuest and other games too. They'll say, "Oh, I don't have time for this long game. Like, I don't want to play it." As opposed to, when we were kids, it's like, "Oh, you're at a sleepover, rainy day. Play as long as you want." But I guess the other way to look at it is, you get a quest done, you just play another quest. You know, there's lots of quests. You don't have to just be like, oh, the game's over, that's it, fun's over.
And it's still shorter than Risk or Monopoly most of the time.
True, especially the way most people play those games. Yeah, and we're not even counting, you know, the bathroom breaks, the snack breaks, the table talk, the people getting distracted. Yeah, good point. But yeah, sometimes you want to sit down and play board games for 8 hours, and other times you just want something quick, and it's like, okay, break's over, back to work, back to sleep. All right.
I think that's the big problem with like Axis and Allies.
Yes.
Like by the time you get everybody set up and playing, like you've already lost an hour. Yep. And you're still like on everybody's first turn.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of games of chess where just like, you know what, I'm just too tired. You won, good game. It's like, oh, I want it to be a decisive, you know. Yeah. They sued for peace. All right. Well, GrimLore, are you going to join us as a hero? I know we're joining kind of late here, but we're about to get the next quest started. I think you're muted, sir. All right. Maybe I cast a sleep spell on him by mistake. Hopefully not. Do all three of you want to be heroes tonight?
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll be at the wall again.
Dwarf, okay. Oh, so are we taking the elf, barbarian, and the wizard and the dwarf? Or are we gonna... Maybe we feel like we need all 4 heroes for this quest because of the difficulty. I'm okay with that. Okay, so the dwarf shows up. Da, 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 da. All right, Hopkins Rest. And he has many places he could visit. I think the last time we used the dwarf, you were actually controlling. Stumbledore was his name. He had the following equipment: helmet, longsword, buckler, warhammer, 75 gold, holy water, potion of skill, and since he's going to be visiting Hopkins Rest, the weapon expert, it looks like, has been taken. But he could choose some other boon of heroism if he wishes, as a warden of the realm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Where would he like to visit? If you need a description of what the things are, I can do that too.
I think I'll see if I've got enough mercenary.
75? Yeah, you could hire any of them except for the swordsman. So a scout would be only 50. Halberdier or a crossbowman would be 75.
I reckon maybe crossbows so we can have some range.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
So that one. Cheers.
Yep. Now, at the same time, if you were to visit the Wandering Monsters Mercenary Guild, you could actually hire a mercenary for free. But that's up to you.
I could do that and then hire an extra one.
Yeah.
So I could
buy one, get one free
get
on the
power deal as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay.
I'll get a crossbow and a halberdier.
Crossbow and halberdier. Any preference as far as mercenary figure color? We got red, purple, and gray.
Red. Cheers.
All right. They go the fastest against orcs. Okay, so crossbow. Did you say
Actually,
halberdier?
maybe to differentiate them from the heroes, maybe do them a different color. Grey in red. You know, so we don't get them all mixed up. So yeah, grey. If you got them, thanks.
All right. Okay. So we'll cross off your gold.
Can I confuse matters as well by buying a swordsman?
Okay. For the wizard?
Yeah.
All right. What color would you like?
Purple.
Ah, yes. Okay, so that takes your 100 gold. So we got a swordsman. You guys are understanding now the danger that lies before you. So scout for the elf. Or no. Yeah, scout for the elf. Swordsman for the wizard. And for the dwarf, we got halberd, halberdier, and crossbow. And the barbarian has 50 gold. I mean, not saying he has to, but if he's following the trends, he could hire one. It's up to you. Well, it looks like in the new version of Wizards of Morcar, the players may use the gold mentor gave them to hire one of each mercenary type. But now, do you interpret that to mean you can only hire the 4, or each hero gets to choose one of each? Because there's enough in the box.
I think it's choose one of each.
Yeah.
I'd say that's how I'd read it.
Yeah, because otherwise you're pretty limited. Yeah, because why would they put 12 in the box? Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. Yep. Although there's various quests.
I think as well with some of the quests, you need as much backup as you can afford, really. Lean little on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there aren't 16 in the box, but yeah, that would be a lot. Hey, Atsumari Kopihara, welcome. We got 46 and 2 ahead of me, in Gold Public, of course, and Ruby, also known as Rubby. So, Ribby, of course, has volunteered to do an interview after our quest is over. Hopefully, yeah, we still have time to do that. But yeah, okay. So this is how it stands. Everybody satisfied with what they've got? Is any more shopping to be done?
Yep, ready to go.
Okay. All right. So the heroes begin on the stairs. You may have to remind me who has what, but I can actually use the remarkable rims created by Ribby to kind of help differentiate who has what. And then, sure if I have enough yellow rims for the dwarfs. Yes, I do. This is exactly how I wanted to do it. And thanks to Ribby for making it a nice, clean solution. Okay. Bid farewell to Hopkins Rest, hoping to return once more. Alright, so our brave party begins the quest again. The Tower of the High Mage. Beware, all dread warriors in this quest are part of Zanrath's elite force. Okay, so hunt down and terminate the High Mage. Okay, quest begins. Heroes. Oh, let's keep it there. Let's pretend those guys are on the stairs for now.
All right, this is bringing back some bad memories.
Yes, I feel like we've been here before.
Right, this first room that we are seeing ahead of us was filled with some nasty Chaos Warriors last time. And just to kind of give us a little bit of an idea of what's there this time, is it the same? Is it changed? I don't know. So I'm going to cast a spell immediately. I'm going to cast Clairvoyance onto the room beside us, just so we can have a sneak peek at what's there without alerting them.
Alright, so the room across the way. Alright. You may ask Sargon to lay out the contents of the room anywhere on the board. If the room is empty, you may not try again. Discard after use. Okay. So this room here?
Yes.
Alright. Okay, I revealed everything that... actually, no I haven't. I'm not sure if Clairvoyance reveals secret doors or not, but I'm gonna just assume that he's just that darn good, so there is a secret door.
Okay. Just to clarify, the logos at the side, where is the dwarf going to be going after the elf?
Okay, so that's what you see. You may proceed with your turn. So the wizard did his magic. Anything else?
Yes, I'm going to glug down one of my potions of magical aptitude.
Alright, magical aptitude. So now you can cast 2 spells, if desired.
Okay, so for my second spell, I'm going to cast Veil of Mist on the Barbarian.
Next trick, Veil of Mist. On the Barbarian. Oh yeah.
And can I have the wizard move?
Go ahead.
Can I have the wizard move just 1 square south of the elf?
Okay. Alright.
Okay, and if my swordsman could move... He moves 6, is that right?
Let's see. Swordsman. Forgetting. Uh, 5. The other
5,
moves.
okay.
Except the scouter moves 9.
Alright, with the swordsman, if I could just maybe have him stand over in the southwest corner of the room. I'll just move him off the stairwell and 5 squares down to the southwest corner, and we'll pass to the elf.
I guess I need to pick spells for the elf. I totally forgot.
Oh yeah, I forgot too. You had
I don't use
disappear,
the elf
slow, and
often.
double image before. But yeah,
I want to keep the double image.
Okay. Need a reminder.
What were the other spells that I had?
You had disappear and slow.
Slow. I'll keep slow.
Okay.
And
There's deep sleep, hypnotic blaze, time stop, flashback.
I don't hypnotic blaze. I'm not sure what the spell loadouts were, but I'll take those 3 elf spells, I guess.
Okay, so instead of disappear, you'll have hypnotic blaze. Alright. Okay. And when it comes to the barbarian, I'll need to give him his skill cards. Okay. Alright, elf. Alright, who's controlling the elf? Jacer?
Yeah. But that's why I was
Yeah.
talking about the spell loadout, because I
Oh, fair enough.
Forgot to pick any. Yeah.
All right.
7.
I better update this.
I guess I'll go 2 south and 1 to the west and open the door.
All right, door opens.
And
A bunch of bad guys. They seem to be
Yeah.
waiting for you.
all queued up. Too bad we forgot the monk.
So the monk would have been.
Let's go to the one more to the west. I got Fortune's longsword, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll go to the left of the door and I'll attack diagonally with Fortune's longsword.
I think Fortune, or maybe it was Fortunato, wasn't that the name of one of the characters in one of the Dave Morris novels? I'm trying to remember if it was the wizard or the elf. But,
That's right, it was the wizard.
Fortunato. So a longsword he couldn't use. Maybe he fashioned it. Maybe he enchanted it.
Yeah, he enchanted it.
There you go.
He gave it its enchantment. Is the enchantment one? Is it one die I can re-roll?
Yep, 1 per quest, 1 die. Yep.
Okay.
Give it an extra edge. Alright. Okay, so 2 skulls. Alright, against the Chaos Warrior. It's one of Zanrath's elite. Alright. Cut deep. That's 2 damage. Alright, and then you have a scout as well.
The scout will he'll search the room for treasure. He'll search the room for traps.
Okay. Yeah, that kept happening in the last quest. No traps detected in the room, surprisingly. You would think they would have layered a whole bunch of like traps after you were driven away the first time, but apparently not.
All right. He'll move all the way to the left wall, and then he'll just stay there and pass to the dwarf.
Alright, the dwarf and his followers. Ten.
Is there a space in front of the wizard? I'll move there, please.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I'll attack diagonally with my sword.
Alright, longsword. Somber music. Okay, good roll.
Decent.
Gets It's not a good day to be a bad guy.
No.
Alright.
Revenge.
First blood. Got him. Alright, who's next?
The crossbow and the halberdier.
Ah, yes. The Minotaur.
To my crossbow in front of the barbarian, and I'll fire a shot at the chaos warrior.
Alright, take a careful aim. Let's see what's here. He missed.
Total whiffed it.
Alright. And the halberdier.
Halberdier.
Can move up to 6 squares.
Into the room. Left of the door, please.
Here?
It's 3 attack dice, isn't it, with the halberdier?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Swing, bada bada bada. You guys might actually survive this first fight.
Yeah, I knew they wouldn't manage to recruit more Chaos Warriors in time.
Oh, so you knew that would happen.
Did that
Yeah,
go through?
the HR is very slow.
Yeah. Labor difficulty, supply problem, problems of every kind. Alright, GrimLore. Oh, I see you typing. Okay. Now, is this the one you just did? Whoa, whoa!
I told you.
Got him! Got him! Got him!
Yeah, if it's filled out, you just kind of have to wait it out.
Brutality.
17 skulls?
Okay, so like
Definitely already tried.
15 femurs,
About that, yeah, I
make a
reckon.
cartoonish blood explosion, like 3 rib cages. Yeah, about 16 skulls go flying. Yeah, the game crashes, resets. Okay. How about we'll just have you just roll one more time. Because otherwise, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 skulls. Okay, that's more like it. Alright, 1 skull, and the Red Warrior attempts defense. Ching! Blocked it all. Well, the one we counted. Okay, after all the yellows have moved, it's time for the Barbarian. Clobbering time.
Bob.
3.
Turn, yeah?
Oh, that's enough though. Alright, I'll attack the Chaos Warrior.
Alright, just enough. Go toe to toe with the Dark
Good thing the
Warrior.
Dwarf moved over for me, or the Halberdier moved over for me.
Okay. And a mighty man was he. With his 5 dice greatsword, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, his cards. I gotta get him his cards.
Oh yeah, yes. Skills.
Okay, so he has charisma. Well, that's appropriate. Luck again, and mighty blow again. So charisma is a henchman who would have otherwise died, recovers from a wound that would have killed him. And then luck, of course, lets you cancel one of my evil cards, and mighty blow lets you multiply by 2 the dice results After roll in your combat dice, multiply by 2 the final dice results. Apply the results against your opponent. So, yeah. All right. So it looks like you rolled 1 skull. You want to?
Yeah, let's do Mighty Blow.
Mighty Blow right off the bat.
Yes.
Okay, so that means a wrestling move and 2 skulls. All right.
Correct. Just a wrestling move.
Ching! But the wrestling move gets through. All right, what's his wrestling move going to be?
It's going to be a tombstone.
Another tombstone pile driver. One, two, three. Ding, ding, ding. He's out of there. Rest in peace. Got him. Okay, but he still has charisma and luck. Alright, there's only one left. Okay. The orc charges forward and attacks the barbarian. Why did he attack the barbarian? Who knows? So he takes a mad slash at him. 2 skulls.
Because he's like a feral mob guy. You just hit the biggest guy because that's what you do. Then the rest of them back down.
Orcs never lose. Yep. Alright. So the barbarian defends with 4. Ching! No damage. Alright, back to the heroes.
Wizard.
Can the wizard search the room for treasure?
Certainly.
But I'll use treasure hoard.
Ah, the treasure hoard. That's an interesting ability. So, you may cast a spell instead of drawing a treasure card to draw 3 treasure cards. You may shuffle any of the drawn cards back into the treasure deck and keep the rest. So it's been updated to be more useful in the new version. So, yeah, you can pretty much just choose what you want from that. Alright, let's skip the other screen here. Okay, so treasure hoard is used. Jewels. Wandering monster. And magical trap. So I guess you can keep or discard any of those. Which one will he keep?
Okay.
Which ones will he get rid of?
Okay, so I'll keep the first one and I'll discard the other 2.
Okay, so these go back into the treasure deck. They're drawn whenever they come up again. Okay.
And is that 50 gold with the jewels?
Yes.
Thank you. And I'll just stay put with the wizard otherwise.
Hoard indeed. Okay, next hero.
With
Swordsman.
the swordsman, can I have him move down 5 squares just to stand to the east of the orc? And he'll take a swing.
Alright, 4 diced.
Am I right in saying, yeah, it's 4 dice, but he doesn't have a long sword, does he? He can't do diagonal attacks.
Nope, it's just kind of a 2-hander.
Okay, so 4.
Fly Honda.
3 skulls.
Okay. Yeah, I think you got him.
I guess it's really just a broadsword that he holds, but he holds it with 2 hands to give it a little extra power. He must have learned it from that weapon expert.
Ah, there you go. See? It's all lore accurate.
Yeah, now it is.
Yep. Okay. All right. Congratulations. You've cleared the room. All right.
Although it does beg the question, like, why didn't they just make it an axeman? You know, here
Axeman.
he's got an axe. He rolls 4 dice.
They had a sculpt of a guy with a big sword, and they're like, fit him into the game. But yeah, I'm sure they had a guy with an axe too.
Well, right. Well, because they were all separate weapons.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is that maybe the axe and the halberd would just confuse people.
That could be. Yeah, because it would just a little piece that you'd clip on. So yeah. Of course, they could have made the halberd more like a spear. I don't know. Maybe that would break more easily. Who knows? All right. Okay, next hero. So the dwarf, or no, this was after the elf. Yeah, I was getting confused with the colors. Elf in blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna I guess stand in the corner next to the barbarian and just search for traps.
Ah, good place to search for treasure as well. Okay. All right, so you search for traps in the room. Square looks suspicious. This square looks suspicious. This square looks suspicious. And this square looks suspicious. Other than that, seems pretty safe.
All right. I guess the scout. Two south, 2 east, and 2 south again. He's just gonna stand there and tell everybody where the traps are because he's not gonna disarm 4 of them. So he'll direct traffic.
Don't go over there. With little cones, safety tape. Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right, next hero. Dwarf. Team yellow.
I think I'll search for treasure.
Ah, in this room here. Okay. Potion of healing. Okay. 1 red die. All right, and then his minions.
Okay, and move them into the
Oh, I lost your microphone there. Where are they going? You're really quiet suddenly. I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear?
in the center of the room.
Oh, okay. Into the center of the room.
That time I did. Before it sounded like
Sort of
I
at the
was
bottom.
hearing the echo.
Like this.
Sorry, I would like to. Yes.
That.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks. And the other one next to him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And
Yeah,
I think
thanks.
this is, after the barbarian does his turn to complete the round, I think this is probably a good stopping point for me, actually. Sorry for all the delays there. Barbarian to play us out.
He's gonna search for treasure.
Ah, excellent. Well, he's in a pretty good place to do it. Well, I guess there's 2 squares where he could be attacked. Let's see what we get. Gold. You find a loose stone, tear it from the wall. Behind it, you discover a small leather pouch wrapped in an old rag. Peering inside, you find 25 gold coins.
All right, up to 75. That'll end, or no, I'll move 2 south.
Wonder if he was one of those barbarians who was just gonna, just for thrills, just take a run through those traps just to see what happened. Okay. All right, very good. So we will end off there. So a much better start to this quest. I think the heroes are prepared, and let that be a lesson to anyone who's playing Wizards of Morcar. It may seem like this is one of those quests where, you know, you can just kind of march in there, not a care in the world. You know, you haven't quested before. Yeah, I'm sure the difficulty won't be that bad. It's like, no, it really is. Like Zargon, read the notes, okay? Read them very carefully before the quest begins. I mean, if they get a couple extra things, they're probably going to need every last one of them. So that's how it goes. But I do...
The mercenaries help
Yes. Use the
having the
mercenaries.
extra.
Use the boons.
These
Use the alchemist shop.
mercenaries with the cross.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, the how.
Abadia. Yep, they all help out. Well, and I think Avalon Hill's been doing a better job of balancing the difficulty. I think in the past there was the question of, what do you do with these quest packs where it was clearly broken? It was not tested well. I mean, some of the quests for the Barbarian and the Elf were designed in such a way that they basically assumed you had completed every quest that had been released up to that point, and you had everything. You hadn't lost anything. And that would kind of make sense, but it was still a slog. But for everybody else who was just like, let's start on this one. Like, forget it. And then they mislead you by making you think that you can start fresh with a solo hero. It's like, no. But they started to incorporate the scalable difficulty.
Yeah, or just deal out all of the artifacts from the base game to a fresh party and then have them trade amongst each other or whatever and start from there where you're starting, this way you at least have a weapon and something.
Yeah. Although with that, I get the understanding of all that. But at the same time, if they're going to do something like that, I like a lore reason. So, just incorporate a little story blurb. Zargon can do this himself. They discover some treasure trove of, mystical weapons. And it's like, okay, arm yourselves. We're going into battle, Use these
right. Well, like like you said, it's a fresh party. So you can even have it part of their backstory where, they were given this hoard and told to go on this quest, and they have to make do with whatever they find.
Well, you remember in the Fellowship of the Ring movie, how Aragorn just kind of like he happens to have just a whole bunch of like awesome daggers that he's handing out to the hobbits. I mean, in the book, it's like, okay, there's a story reason why they have those, but when you don't have them, it's like, okay, here, get ready. Yep. But I mean, who knows? Maybe you find them in a cave after outsmarting some trolls or something.
Yeah, or at the very least, Mentor gives them to you, and like I said, as part of the fresh party.
Yep.
Here's what's left of the last guys.
Yeah, it's still the
this is what we were able to recover. I hope you can make do.
Yeah, may it serve you better than its former master. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, if they added a different story for each one, like I said, just having it as an optional rule along with their other stuff, or make it part of whatever the story mode or one of the other modes.
You could imagine the backstory of a character. This unknown adventurer comes into town. What does he have going for him? He's got this awesome sword that he found in a cave somewhere, or he defeated somebody and got it. It was gifted to him. It's like, okay, well, his claim to fame is he's got this awesome artifact. you know, hopefully
We made a kind of
yeah.
a kind of mini quest out of it once. During the Keller's Keep campaign, our elf player died, and he actually had Orc Bane, the Spirit Blade, and the Talisman of Lore.
Oh dang.
And we did this thing once the campaign was over. There was 2 heroes left. There was the Warlock and the Dwarf were left. And on the way back from the mountain, it so turned out that Gregor, you'll maybe recall Gregor, one of the warlocks, one of the chaos sorcerers inside the campaign and the Keller's Keep campaign. So we had it kind of woven into a wee story where Gregor escaped with those artifacts, and we had this little skirmish, sort of what do you call it, an ogre horde, the kind of
the arena battle.
We did an arena battle where the dwarf, the warlock, and some mercenaries were essentially trying to retrieve those artifacts from an escaping sorcerer, and it made a kind of little story out of it. And so we managed to get the artifacts back and then redistribute them across the heroes.
Well, whatever you choose, your heroes will need something. But I think this will be a good campaign, a good expansion to play through. It's just that with my schedule the way it is, I don't know from one week to the next if we're going to be able to stream. But we'll do our best, and I appreciate you guys hanging along and coming along for the ride. And
cheers, guys. Good game.
Yeah, good game, everybody. And the plan for tomorrow is to do First Light, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, hopefully later tonight we can get Ribby and get his insights on GenCon. Post-GenCon hangover. Maybe that's what we'll call it. 2 on the nose. We'll see. And if we can't get him today, maybe tomorrow. If something comes up, we'll put it out whenever we can. I see he's not in the chat anymore. I know he works today, so just have to see. Maybe he had to pull in an extra shift. But yeah, HeroQuest, everybody. So stay cool out there, and we'll see who we can raid next. So of course, check out XSC3 Home of HeroQuestFans on YouTube, where we will be putting up the replays of these quests in edited form. And let's see. I was gonna say, thanks for Banalon for following. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's been following us. Appreciate that.
I think Ribby might be driving home.
Okay. Well, we'll get ready for
because he usually logs in while he's at work.
Yeah.
And then when he leaves, that's when he's gone.
Yeah.
So
if I change my work schedule, it's gonna throw the whole thing into chaos. Pardon the pun. I've wanted to have like a regular weekend, a normal weekend, Saturday, Sunday, but I suppose that would open it up for a lot more people if we did that. But we'll just see if that happens. But if it does, I'll let everybody know. And then there was the whole question of would I be doing like every other week instead of every week, or even just drop it down to one stream. Of course, we did start 2 quests, so it's like I'd like to be able to finish these quests with you all.
yeah, my buddy has his, I guess, a rotating shift. So he'll have Friday, Saturdays off, and then he has Saturday, Sundays off, and then he has Sunday, Monday off, and then he does, I want to say 3 months where he has Monday and Tuesday off.
Wow.
And he's like, that's the worst for him. But
make plans, yeah. Well,
yeah, so
I guess
it rotates, and then it, like I said, then resets itself. But he works for an amusement park. So
oh, sure, yeah.
So during the winter when it's closed, he just works Monday through Friday, doing the normal, maintenance of all the roller coasters and stuff. And then, the way they're all reset because they rebuild them all the electronics every year.
Well, yeah, with summer still on, I mean, it's the time for all that sort of thing for amusement parks,
right?
And fairs.
So
and
now, right in the middle of summer, that's when he's got Mondays and Tuesdays off because they need him on the weekends.
Sure, yeah, weekends are gonna be murder.
Yeah, well, they always need. Well, they always need at least a couple electricians on duty whenever they're running that stuff, just in case it gets stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to say there might be one for every ride, and then there's like two for each section that oversee everything and or that kind of run it.
Yeah.
But it's just weird, but it's pretty cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, important job. Well, guys,
Yeah.
I'd like to keep chatting, but I think I need to get off of here at least for a little while. Take a little break before we start the next thing. But yeah, thanks for playing with us, and we'll see who we can raid. Cool. Oh yeah, and the music was created with the assistance of AI from Suno.com by Kurgan2025. All right, everybody enjoy.